Since my girlfriend Victoria's been missing for a few months now, I guess we're gonna have to see what my ex Hitomi has been up to. And I would definitely call veganism a descent into madness, mainly because you never hear the term ascent from madness. People get stuck in it. And, the few people that we do hear quitting veganism, eating meat again, pales in comparison to the amount of people that have been permanently brainwashed into a vegan or vegetarian diet, depriving themselves of meat, omega fatty acids, and other nutrients that are part of the animal side that we need to be healthy human beings. Let's see if I can lose any more brain cells today.
This morning, I randomly decided to cook breakfast for my roommates and I, so I peeled 4 potatoes and chopped them up into cubes. Home fries are one of my favorite breakfast foods, and this is the way that I like to make them. I start off with boiling water, add salt and vinegar to the water. I usually add more vinegar than that, but this helps them boil without falling apart and getting mushy, and I cook them about halfway through.
This is actually a technique I used in my French fry video, so perhaps Hitomi is secretly watching Frankie Boy's channel. Who knows? I mean, I think she has plenty of time if she ever wants to hang out with me. After all, who boils potatoes first thing in the morning for their breakfast?
Just to speed up the crisping process, which is what I feel like home fries are all about, I saute some onions as well as some red pepper. That's my favorite little 1-2 combo with the potatoes, but they're great on their own as well. And
I think I've said this before, but please stay away from anyone that has a snake tattoo on their arm.
While that was cooking up, I blended oat flour to make gluten-free pancakes. I just blended oats, added chai spices, cinnamon, nutmeg, cardamom, as well as baking powder, vanilla extract, and nut milk. I use almond milk mostly, or oat milk. And then I sweeten this with maple syrup, and I definitely recommend adding fruit to this mixture as well. And the potatoes weren't cooking as quickly as I wanted them to because the pan surface area wasn't great enough for the potato ratio. So I just put them in the oven to get crispy, and that was a really good move. And then I just cooked up these pancakes. These are really healthy. It's basically like oatmeal in a pancake. It's a
Those pancakes look like some type of mold that would be growing on the jungle floor or something. She is in the jungle, right? So maybe that's where she got it from.
Pancake shaped oatmeal bowl.
You hear this lunch? I just stayed up really late making them all day.
Yeah. And this was the final spread. It's really simple, but it was so nourishing and delicious. The avocado and home fries and hot sauce, so good. I didn't get any shots of us eating, but this was amazing. It's a little bit later in the day. I'm so full in my heart. I don't know how much I'm allowed to express this. I mean, I know there's space for me to fully rejoice, but I am so happy to feel safe in a home with women and sisters and feel fully seen and know that there's space for everything that I am to be witnessed and loved and to hold each other and support each other. It is the most healing thing, and I am so happy to arrive in this moment and feel and bask and rely on that and have just that stability and groundedness in
This is what I mean when I say this girl can talk for like a minute straight and not really say anything. Of course, if you speak Hitomi, you can kind of interpret what she's trying to say. She's happy where she is, but it's just a bunch of nonsense.
Thank the universe for all the miracles that are around me simply because I have a safe home. It feels like a long exhale. Then I just have flashbacks to when I was younger and my home life. Here's just a little anecdote to encapsulate the experience of my home life growing up. It's midnight, I'm in bed trying to sleep, and there's screaming, yelling, hitting, and fighting going on right outside my door. And I'm like, can you guys please be quiet? I'm trying to sleep. I have a quiz tomorrow. Fighting continues. I open the door and I'm just screaming, crying, because all I want to do is go to sleep so I can take my test tomorrow and not be tired and get good grades. Among many other more intense exchanges that went on within my household, it's just having a basic level of respect for others.
I mean, everyone has negative experiences when they're younger. I actually, slept by a power line most of my youth in school, and I could never remember, one day where I woke up for school and I had energy. I was always tired. I was always actually falling asleep in class. It was that bad.
Other people and feeling respected feels so good, and I just want to share this because I truly feel like I'm healing aspects of my inner child because of the way that I'm showing up now. I am embodying the environment that I wish that my inner child had experienced growing up, and I'm bringing that into this world and into my reality and being all the ways that I wanted to be received when I was younger. And
hey, I think every teenage boy would love to be cooped up in the jungle with a bunch of half-naked vegan thotties. But hey, not everyone gets to have their ideal life.
my community and sisters also mirror that, and I feel so lucky, and I feel like I'm holding my inner child's hand and being like, this is the new way, this is my new paradigm, this is my new standard of being respected, of being held in a tender way. And even my sister and I, we are venturing into a co-creation together, and we wanted to talk about more of the business aspects of it, even though that's not really anything that either of us cares to discuss when it comes to intermingling that with our friendship. But we decided to make it intentional, and we set up this crystal grid and lit candles, and I played my singing bowl, and we made tea, and we really just dropped in. The first thing that I said when we sat down to have this kind of business discussion was that I am open to receiving any of your thoughts and anything that may.
All right, I'm going to screenshot this, and as a future reference, if I'm ever able to afford some type of corporate office for my business, as an inside joke, I'm going to have a crystal set up like that. I'm going to have tea, and I'm going to see how my clients respond to the joke and how they take it. Not a bad idea, Hitomi. Not a bad idea.
Come up for you, any of your immediate impulses or intuitions. There's space for you to express everything, and I'm fully here to.
In regards to her teeth,
witness that.
For a vegan, they actually look really, 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 really good. For someone who's typically been vegan this long, you'll see more demineralization. A lot of discoloration usually happens. They get very, very gray, and in some cases they even start rotting out unpreventably, turning like different colors like brown, orange, yellow, just cavities all over the place. But she must be doing something. I mean, maybe she's not completely vegan, as all these vegans lie about eating fish, but I highly suspect that she has teeth that good and she's been vegan for so long.
And create a system that feels really, really good for both of us. And it was just so healing to share openly. And if you see my relationship tips, relationship advice video, it's just this non-reactivity and knowing that you do have the space to share everything that you're feeling, because one, it is valid, and because two, there's a safe environment for that. There's a receptivity to that without taking things personally or being offended and like acting out of.
By the way, guys, this like flickering effect is something she edited into her video, or there's something distorting her camera. But in the past, she does these weird things that she thinks make it look artsy. I don't know.
Your ego, it's just like, let's both witness and walk each other home, even in this, business meeting that we're having. And it's really, really lovely. And I think that having sacred connections are just so within reach, but you have to cultivate that within yourself. And the way that you're showing up has to be in resonance and reflective of the safe and sacred space that you wish to be held within. So you have to kind of embody the qualities that you want to find in someone else, whether a lover or a friend. The more that these memories keep coming back to me, even when I was making love the other day, I had this really intense feeling of when I went to the doctor and I was getting my blood drawn, and how excited I was to have the needle put in me, because I've just always liked needles. I remember feeling.
She is fucking psycho, dude. I hope she doesn't edit these videos, because how can you watch yourself say something like that? Like, I love needles, I couldn't wait, and then keep it in the video? Jesus.
Feeling so insignificant and feeling like I do not matter to the world at all in any way. Like, I could just disappear and I don't think it would really affect anyone. I'm actually kind of hungry. It's been a few hours since breakfast and I think I'm gonna make breakfast again. I really want a breakfast burrito, and this is a true what I eat in a day because I don't even know what I have in my fridge. Sometimes I plan out my what I eat in a days and I'll create a really good recipe, but I think I'm just gonna make more breakfast food because that's really what I'm craving. For my breakfast inspired taco burritos, I started off by sauteing onions, of course, and then added in about 1.5 cups of kale, as well as this vegan just egg and smoky tempeh. I ended up scrambling this all together with kimchi, added garlic, salt, and a little bit of hot sauce, and then some flour tortillas. Ooh, wow, this was amazing. I love Cholula.
Hey, listen, Hitomi, if you know Spanish, we can work something out on a commission basis. Just about every vegan meal can be broken down into 3 components, and each of those components have their own downsides. One is the calories. Where are the majority of the calories in their meal coming from? Usually from carbohydrates in the form of grains, starches, tubers. In this case, we have tortilla. The first meal they had the potatoes, the hash browns, as well as the pancakes. And this is really what's keeping the vegans going. The other stuff they add, the second component being the vegetables, whatever they think is making the meal healthy. And the third component, the seasonings and the spices, which just add flavorings to make it palatable. Otherwise, these vegans would probably starve to death because they're sick and tired of eating cardboard every meal. The downsides for the grains are mainly the agrochemicals, the herbicides, the pesticides, the effects of the phytic acid, the anti-nutrients in those grains in the context of someone with compromised gut health due to following a nutrient deficient diet. The downsides of the vegetables, whatever they're adding, could be anti-nutrient. For the most part, it's what agrochemicals, herbicides, pesticides, fungicides, insecticides were sprayed on those vegetables. And the seasonings and spices, it depends on how much they're adding, what they're adding, but we still have the chemical concerns. And when you're consuming these plant foods day in, day out in very large quantities, that's where the anti-nutrients, the phytochemicals, the flavonoids can really add up and start inhibiting liver function, causing liver damage, especially with a lack of B vitamins. And different people tolerate vegan diets for various amounts of time, depending on, are they actually adhering to the diet, as well as, their genetics. And by genetics, we basically mean what type of diet did they follow? How well does their gut handle these plant foods all the time?
And Frank's Red Hot hot sauce, and I also added nutritional yeast for more of a nutty flavor. I think I did something, you guys. This is impeccable. The kimchi, the smoky tempeh flavor, the flour tortilla, the softness of it, bringing everything together. Oh my gosh. And I also love eating in my room alone a lot of the time because I like to just be present with my food and breathe deeply and not have pressure to talk or keep a conversation going, except for when I want to. And living with 5 women, I know I keep talking about this, but it's just a new experience for me. I've never lived with 5 people that I genuinely actually just fuck with on every single level. And sometimes when I'm doing my morning practice, everyone will...
It's so obvious. She's in her room eating on the floor by herself. There's obviously something she's not too happy about living with 5 women.
Be conspiring upstairs, making their morning coffee, just connecting, and I'm like, oh, I wish I was up there. Like, am I rude for being down here in my room? Am I missing out? Is this FOMO coming up right now? And every single time I'm like, oh my god, wait, no, I'm so proud of myself for just being here with my practice, with my breath, and doing the things that make me feel so able and capable of showing up so fully for the people in my life. And I just want to say that your practices and the way that you're devoting to yourself doesn't have to make sense to anyone else. Like,
you don't say.
You're just filling up your cup. You're doing what you need to do to create your dream reality. And I can't think of anything more valid than that. So I'm just putting that out there. If you ever feel bad or like you should be spending more time with your friends, or you...
Hey, Tomi does look pretty cute today with that lavender, what is that called, the blouse, and the lavender thing she has around her head, bandana. I like it.
your practice doesn't make sense to other people, or what you spend your time obsessing over doesn't make sense to other people, it's okay, because it really doesn't have to. If you see that as your pathway to ascension or your pathway to fulfillment every single day, then that's all that really matters, and just kind of forget the rest. And the people that love you will also understand that. I'm just feeling like, if I can eat a meal this nourishing, what more do I need in life? It's a rainy day. Thought it was gonna be a sunny day, but the rain is here. It was pretty rainy the rest of the day, so I got some comfy clothes on and cuddled with the girls. We planned some spontaneous stick and poke ideas, and then I braided my hair while...
Yeah, I thought Hitomi could do a little better than that. I mean, if they just if they just throw a dress on me, I mean, I might be the prettiest person in that house.
While reciting a dramatic monologue in my head, which I realize I do semi-often, and it was really funny to catch my stoic face on camera. But for dinner, I had some noodles with more kale because those were the only greens that I had on hand. I added tahini, liquid aminos, ginger and garlic, and some sesame furikake on top, as well as...
I don't know, just when foreign girls speak to me. All right, so the noodles, again, we have the starch. She's adding the kale. She thinks it's healthy. The furikake, the soy seasonings to make it palatable. I know when people consume like these kale shakes in very large amounts, it tends to cause goiter, those types of issues. So I'm sure she can't eat this much kale on a daily basis, or she would definitely be running into issues.
Sriracha, and this was really good. I got the noodles kind of crispy. I'm getting a tattoo by Liv.
I'm Liv. Hey.
So cute.
I have so much moral support right now for these 4 tiny dots.
I love it.
Stick and poke night. Okay, that has been my day. I'm drinking some really yummy peppermint chai tea right now that's caffeine free, and I feel so cozy and ready to go to bed. It's like 11 p.m. I normally go to sleep at 8 and the girls are still hanging upstairs, but I am ready to knock out. I really love my tattoo. It's a little red. Another outfit change for you. I am feeling really whole in my heart and really held. I also feel like I learned so much from...
This is what you get to do when you're part of the club. You have 800K subscribers on YouTube and you don't really have to work for a living. Do nothing all day and go to bed at 8 p.m. The dream.
TikTok every single day. I'm just learning so much about the world, about femininity, about sexism, about becoming more untamed within myself. And also just laughing. I don't know. I really love the internet. I think that the internet can be a really cool place that connects a lot of people and makes people feel less alone, which is how I started my whole channel. And I'm so grateful to be received and that you connect with me and my energy and that you receive it and are excited to receive it. Thank you so much for being here on my journey with me and for growing with me. I really am so grateful and filled with so much joy at the thought that I have impacted your life and evolution in a positive way at all. So
I'm sorry guys, I know there's only like 30 seconds left in the video, but I can't take any more of this, so we're gonna wrap this up. I genuinely don't believe that she is sticking to the vegan diet completely 100%, and it's hard to tell how much of this is really an act. What's kind of weird is I think in the last video she did, or one of the videos we looked at, she was just like entirely sponsored, always throwing in sponsorships here and there, different foods. This time, no sponsorship. So maybe she's raking in some ad revenue. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But thank you guys for joining me today. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, enjoyed your Sunday. If you guys can please drop a like, leave me a comment down below. Of course, share the video on other social medias if you can. Make sure to subscribe so that YouTube can unsubscribe you next week, and I'll see you guys for tomorrow's video.